Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 333-780. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Anthony Smith. Again, Mr. Smith, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Smith, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Smith?
I'm doing all right, sir.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Smith, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Mr. Smith, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line as titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating you'd like to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
I also have a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Smith, on page 3, on page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Smith, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the document?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Smith, I read your answers, and based on your answers in the affidavit of indigence, you do not meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. Therefore, at this point, you have the option to either hire an attorney or you can waive your right for an attorney and to represent yourself. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Porter, can you give him this back and he can make his choice?
Submission. Virgil, right? That's what you want to do. That's that says you want to hire your own attorney.
Now, Mr. Smith, you just made a change on this document. Is everything on this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Now, Mr. Smith, the case is going to be reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. However, before we do that, I have some bond conditions that our court reporter is going to, excuse me, our court bailiff is going to give you. I'm going to go over this set of bond conditions with you. And the title is Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law number 2. Do you see that title?
Yes, sir.
And it reads, following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state or the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2, and Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Smith, if you violate any one of these bond conditions, your bond will be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, warrant will be issued for your arrest. You'll be arrested and placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Now, your case will be reset to give you an opportunity to hire your attorney. You're going to stand on the X in front of our court coordinator. Once she resets your case, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. William Wood. Mr. Wood. Okay. Let's do this again. So I have before me a document that's titled Judge's Explanation of Rights of Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line saying you would like to apply for court appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Also have a document here that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Injuries. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant's signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, before you signed and initialed all of these documents, again, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir, I did.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Wood, you meet the eligibility requirements to the Department of Court Appointed Attorney, the attorney that will be appointed to represent Mr. Porter, that gentleman is you meet the eligibility requirements for the Department of a Court Appointed Attorney, that attorney will be given information on how to contact you.
Yes, sir.
You'll be given information on how to contact him.
Yes, sir.
Once you get that information from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too, sir.
Now, hold on. I have some bond conditions that I need to give you. You stand over here
Yes, sir.
and then you can stand back on the X.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Wood, do you see the document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2?
Yes, sir, I do.
And it reads, following the return of a criminal information in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, I do.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, I do.
And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Now condition number 4 does not apply. That only applies in the DWI case. However, condition number 5 does apply.
Okay.
And condition number 5 says that you, the defendant, shall wear a global positioning monitoring device, as commonly referred to as a GPS device, at your expense, with written verification being submitted to the court within 3 days. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And we have that information here where you, where they can where you may be able to get a device. And once you get the device, you need to report to the court. Before you came into the courtroom, there were some blue doors to the right. You go through those blue doors. There should be a lady at the window. You can give her the paperwork, and then she will give that paperwork to the court.
Yes, sir.
All right, please stay, just please have a seat, and when the court coordinator call your name, you'll go up to her window.
Yes, sir.
This will conclude the calling of the court's arraignment docket. On today's date of January 23rd, January 31st, 2023, in Jefferson County Court at Law Number 2, Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. Okay, we have some bond forfeitures. Okay, before we close, is that Gonzalez? Cause number 333-464.
Gonzalez, Curl, and
Okay. Next case is cause number 333-464. Case is style of State of Texas versus Oscar Rolando Gonzalez. Oscar Gonzalez was scheduled to be in court on today's date at 9 a.m. in County Court at Law Number 2. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Oscar Gonzalez. Oscar Gonzalez did not answer. Oscar Gonzalez has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. The time now is 12:20 p.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Oscar Gonzalez at the courthouse door?
Oscar Gonzalez. Oscar Gonzalez. No response.
Oscar Gonzalez's name was just called at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Oscar Gonzalez did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Gonzalez an opportunity to appear in court. He is not appearing in court. State, do you have a motion?
State motion bond forfeiture, Your Honor.
That motion will be granted. Oscar Gonzalez's bond will be forfeited, and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest in clause number 333-464. Next case is clause number 333-662. Case is style of State of Texas versus Chance Allen Curl. Chance Curl was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's arraignment docket scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date of January 31st of 2023 in County Court at Law Number 2. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Chance Curl at the courthouse door. Chance Curl did not answer. Chance Curl has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Chance Curl at the courthouse door?
Chance Curl. Chance Curl. No response.
Chance Curl's name was called again at the courthouse door. Chance Curl did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Curl an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
State motion bond forfeiture, Your Honor.
That motion will be granted. Chance Curl bond will be forfeited, and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest. Next case is clause number 333-786. The case is style of State of Texas versus Irene Alicia Alamia. Irene Alamia was scheduled to be in court this morning for the court's arraignment docket scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date of January 31st of 2023. At or about 9 a.m., Irene Alamia's name was called at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Irene Alamia did not answer. A reasonable time, and Irene Alamia has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 12:23 p.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Irene Alamia?
Irene Alamia. No response.
Irene Alamia's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Irene Alamia did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Irene Alamia an opportunity to appear in court. Irene Alamia has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
State motion bond forfeiture, Your Honor.
Irene Alamia's bond will be forfeited. Well, that motion will be granted. Irene Alamia's bond will be forfeited, and a warrant shall be issued in clause number 333-786. This will conclude the calling of the court's arraignment docket scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date, January 31st of 2023 in County Court at Law Number 2. Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed